start this. I know that what we're going to talk about today is really, let me see, how survivors of sexual abuse and sexual assault can cope with the pandemic. Hey, someone from Panama City Beach, that's where I'm at. So I should probably focus a little more on the camera, huh? Hey, Lori, that's my amazing executive director that without her support, we would not be able to continue to run our program as efficiently as we have. Luckily for, I don't know if it's lucky, but I guess we can look at it as a lucky thing now, is that our community was destroyed by Hurricane Michael, and we really jumped in and figured out how to survive in that. So when this pandemic happened, it was kind of like, okay, we've got power, we've got water, we've got roofs. So it's been a really good transition for us in order to just jump in and do what we need to do. So I will go ahead and let Claire take care of the chat box for right now so I can talk to you guys about some things. One of the biggest things we want to talk about is how to cope with stress and trauma reminders. Many times, so this is from my experience after Hurricane Michael, we had a lot of kids who were telling us, we were seeing them, immediately after, that they were having increased nightmares about their abuser. And one of the questions was, I haven't had a dream about him in years. Why is that happening now? That doesn't make sense. Does that mean that I'm not okay now, that I need to go back to therapy? And so really helping them understand that the way that trauma is stored in the brain, it's stored with the original sights, sounds, smells, thoughts. So when you have those thoughts of, I'm not safe, what is going to happen? A lot of those thoughts and those feelings and those body sensations of the uncertainty and not feeling that you have any control is the same thoughts and feelings and body sensations that many survivors have when they're experiencing the sexual abuse, the aftermath, not knowing when to tell, not knowing what's going to happen after they told. So it's absolutely normal to have those same thoughts and feelings after, during this pandemic. So many times I've had survivors that reach out that feel like, I'm not doing okay. Like, how can I not be doing okay? I was doing so great. What does this mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything. It means that we're all in the middle of this crazy world right now. There's a pandemic, and this is something that none of us have really experienced in our life. And it's okay to not be okay. It doesn't mean that you're not still a thriving survivor. It doesn't mean that you are not the best you that you are. It just means that there are some really strange things happening right now, because it is strange. This is not, we can't leave our house, or if we do, we have to be super careful. But it doesn't mean that you're not okay. So it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to be okay. So ways that we can deal with that, acknowledging that just because we're struggling during a pandemic doesn't mean that we are any less a thriving survivor as we were prior to that. This is a test for many of us. The entire world is in the same situation as we are right now. So, and I was talking to one of my clients this morning, and she really put it into perspective that being a survivor for so many years, she really knows how to help herself. So some of the things that she was telling me that she's been doing, and I wanted to share with you guys, is that she's been distracting herself, keeping herself busy. She's been doing yard work. She's been doing construction. She's been doing many things that have, like she said, that she did for years before she got the help that she needed. And now, she is, and that was something during Hurricane Michael that she was concerned with, was that she felt like she was regressing. And we really talked about it. It doesn't mean that. We're all in this situation together. These are hard things, and they're going to bring up those thoughts and feelings and body sensations and just those icky feelings that remind you of when you were being abused, after you told, if you didn't receive support, or even if you did. So using distraction, finding something that you really enjoy doing and doing it. Also, family games, puzzles. Puzzles are so amazing because, you can really just lose yourself in those puzzles. Meditate. It's not for everyone. Absolutely. I think I have someone on here that will agree. Meditation works. It absolutely does, but it has to be something that you want to do, and that you invest in it, because it's not something that's easy, but there are lots of great apps out there. Headspace is one of my favorites. I love it. He has an English accent. He's just really calming, and I like to use that one for myself. So if meditation doesn't work, finding something that does. Bike rides. I mean, I think that I would like to see how big of a surge in bike purchasing has occurred since the pandemic. I see more people driving up and down my neighborhood, walking now. It's kind of a cool thing to see, like that family time. Other things that you can do, this is super important. Don't obsess over being happy. It's okay if you're not happy. It's okay if it's hard to live right now. I have my laundry. I mean, how cool would it be if I could just do my laundry at work? But it really isn't. It's not a fun thing. I don't do laundry when I'm at work because it's distracting. So definitely just being okay with not being okay. Like, this stinks, but you know what? I'm home. I'm safe. And those are the important things, is to realize that you're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. We don't want to focus on the negative parts. Let's reframe those thoughts. Some people like to clean. I'm not one of them. It's not enjoyable whatsoever to me. So my house is not getting organized. My house is not getting deep cleaned. I am not doing that. And that's okay. So I don't want to compare myself to people, and that's what we don't want to do. Some people, that absolutely works. They clean, they love it. All for them. If there wasn't this pandemic, I would invite them over to clean my house if they enjoy it so much. So looking at what it is that works for you. So let's see. I wrote some notes because I get a little distracted. You can go walking, you can go running, you can go biking like we talked about. But you know what's something that I completely enjoy? Couch surfing. That's okay. It's okay if I sit on the couch and binge on Netflix. Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that I'm any less adjusting or dealing with the pandemic than anyone else, because I'm finding what works for me and they're finding what works for them, and there's no judgment. I mean, I see some people are organizing and they have labels on everything, and I'm just trying to make it through the day, and that's okay. Like, because everything's different. The way that my world is different. So with adults, we also want to make sure that we are watching how we're reacting to this, because the children in our life, the children are looking at how we're reacting. Are we catastrophizing it? We don't want to catastrophize it. We want to say, yeah, this is a lot, but I'm so glad that we're able to stay home and be safe, because the children in our lives are looking at us on how we are handling this. And that's going to affect the way they handle things in their life now and in the future. So we want to be sure that we are modeling to them ways to cope. And us having someone, because sometimes we just need to say, this sucks and I'm just so over it. That's okay. Find a friend, someone that you can talk to. Video chat, FaceTime. I think Facebook has a video chat that you can use. There are lots of ways to stay connected with people during this pandemic. Connection is very, very important. So with your kids, setting up play dates with them. Maybe they can do online games with their friends. Maybe you can set up where they're doing video chat and spending that time with those other kids and people in their life, because we need connection. Another thing we can do is focus on what we can control. So I always like to do, let's see, let me find a little piece of paper here. Something that we like to do in therapy is, now don't judge my drawing here. All right, so I'm going to draw. Yes, this is a person. If any of my kids are watching this, they will know that this is how I draw it. So then we look at things we can control. and things we can't control. Hi, Kaden. Hi, Kim. Oh, look at all these cool people on here. Okay, so if we look at this, things we can control and things we can't. So what are some things that we can control? We'll put those on the inside of this head. So I want to see, what are some things that you guys think that we can control? Hey, Rachel. All right, some things that we can control. We can control our thoughts. Mostly, we can reframe them. Let's see, anybody have any things that we can control? What about our reactions to it? Reactions. Our emotions. Okay, Bella, that's a good one to bring up, because we can sometimes control those, but sometimes they're outside of what we control. So if we can control, we can look at it if it's making us frustrated and reframe our thoughts to try. But if we're still sad about it, that's okay. That's fine. So I'm going to put that in there, and with that contingency that yes and yes. How we respond to things. Thank you, Amy. Actions. Very good, Kim and Amanda. Very good. How we view the situation. Very good, Lenora, because it's exactly it, is how we're looking at it. And what we do with our time. You guys are amazing. So what are some things that we cannot control? Let's think of some things that are outside of our control, and us trying to control those will drive ourselves crazy. Those are things that we absolutely cannot control. I'm going to put this, the vaccine. We can't control the vaccine for the coronavirus. Oh, I like that. Who to talk to and find support with. Good job, Maureen. The virus, absolutely. How long it lasts. Other people's actions. Very good. Because we can't. And how long it will. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Leanne. You guys are, and we can't control social distance. You guys are doing amazing. Canceled plans. Absolutely. Because those are things that we don't have any control over. But what we can control, as many of you said, were our reaction to those. Yes, you guys are phenomenal. And Kenneth, she's one of our new therapists, and she hasn't met us yet. So she started, and she's been on quarantine. So she's been doing everything via the Zoom with us. So she does love hugs, and she's not been able to get them or give them. So, and yes, and a lot of times, Nikki, you're right. I mean, we can't always control our feelings. And lack of decent shows on Netflix. Exactly. Geez, I know we need something really good and positive. I know there's a lot of people watching a documentary that we're not going to talk about, but that's not always the best thing. Hey Kim, I miss you guys too. So looking at the things that we can control, because those are the things that are within our control. So yes, look at perfect setting up your environment. Yes, I would prefer not to work with my laundry room, but I'm so happy that I have my computer. I have everything that I need to work. And even though I'm on a plastic table next to my washer and dryer, this is my space. And I know that I can come here and I can work. And when I'm done, and this is very important for everyone that's working from home or doing school from home, is unplugging. So I have my ritual that I do at the end of the day. I work in here and do everything that I can. At the end of the day, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever time I clock out, I actually unplug the Ethernet cord from the internet. So I'm clocking out, and then I close the door. I mean, I come in to do laundry, but my computer is off. I don't check my email because I need to take time for me. So yes, so Cindy, losing your job and then breaking your foot. Absolutely. So what are some things, since Cindy lost her job, so she's struggling there, and she broke her foot. so she can't exercise. What are some things that she can do to help her mental health and to help her cope? Let's see. Do you guys have any ideas? I always like to get ideas from everyone because I feel like we all have our ways of coping, and it makes it's just a collaborative to bring everything together. Now, Cindy, I would be okay watching Netflix. So, watching something good on TV, relaxing, reading a book, chair exercise. Good. Latoya, that's amazing. Meditation, listen to music, draw or journal. Hey, Aniston. Wow. And you guys are amazing. Look at all of these examples that we were able to give to her, to Cindy, because she, like, not having that exercise, there's so many other things. Mindfulness. That's great. Meditation. Sarah, meditation is it. And moving. Hey, Michelle. It's Michelle from Jersey. So those are lots of great things, and looking outside the box on things you can do. Rather than I can't exercise, maybe like, what are some things that I can do? A list of thankfulness. Hey, Keisha and Jay. Man, you guys have so many amazing things. What is looming? That sounds interesting. Hey, Melinda. And reading books. Such great ideas, because that's what we need to do in these times. These times we really need to look at the things that we lost are devastating, but what are the things that we still have? What are the things that we're still able to do with our life and that we're still able to enjoy? Because enjoying your life is something that we all need to look at and work towards. Being mindful in the here and now, not focusing on the past, not focusing on when this is going to end, but focusing on what we can do right now to bring happiness, joy, and stability into my life. Oh, gardening. Sitting outside. Yes, you guys have great ideas. So what are some things that you guys want me? I have some activities for kids, and I mean, they could work for adults too, that are fun. I'll start with those, and I want you guys to really think about something that just, if you're looking for an activity on something to do with your child, let me know, and I'll see what I can come up with while we're doing this. So I like to take, paper plates are super fun. And really, I think a lot of us, I mean, I know I do, because I don't want to be doing dishes all day, being home. So having 2 paper plates, we can do lots of cool things with paper plates. So what you do is you take the 2, and then you're going to make a little Pac-Man. That's what I like to call it, a little Pac-Man. So let me make sure you guys can see this. Well, the first thing I do, because I am really terrible about making sure it's in the middle, so I figure out where is going to be the middle. So if it's right there, and then I poke my pin through it. Ooh, I poke my pin through it. I don't know if you can see that, because I'm going to have to put something in there. So now that I know where the middle is, I take one of them down, and I'm going to cut this. You guys see this? Not all the way to the circle. So I'm going to cut like a piece of pie. So I cut a piece of pie. Now I'm going to put these back together. And if I was at work, I would have brads. I know some of you adults and teacher people and therapists even would know what those are. The little metal things that like splay. So I have this, it's a girl ribbon. I don't even know how long I've had that, but I use it for everything. So I'm going to poke that through here, and then I'm going to tie on each side. See how I tied there, and then I tied there, so that I can turn this. And this one is my positive affirmations. So really focusing on the positive things about me, and the positive things about you, and really looking at, using those positive affirmations to build ourselves up. The thing with positive thoughts are that you can have, the thing about thoughts, period, is 1,000 positive thoughts can be destroyed by 1 negative. And I use this as an example with someone recently. You're right, Kim. Gosh, how old is your daughter now? Kylie, because this was from her baby shower. I think she's 8. Been using this for a while. So 1,000 positive thoughts can be destroyed by one negative thought. So recently, I had a coworker, and we did like surveys with clients, and she had one particular one that wasn't a good one. And there was a reason for it. And, and we knew, and we had talked about it with the family. And, but when I talked to her, because I think I had given her like 20, I'd given her 20 20 surveys, and she was really upset about that one. And I said, okay, well, tell me something about the positive ones. And she just looked at me and said, honestly, I can't, but I can tell you word for word what was on the negative. And that's when we're giving the power on the negative rather than focusing on, what all those other things that are positive. And we've all done it. I've done it. I mean, I have to work on it. I mean, I've had people tell me, well, let's think about the positive. So really just reminding yourself. So on this one, and you can decorate it with stickers or anything, but on this one, I really like Dr. Seuss. So I put on there, you are youer than you, that is truer than true. There is no one in the world that is more you than you. So I have I am right here. And on each of these, I put a positive affirmation. So I am okay. I am brave. I am strong. I am doing my best. I am safe. I am capable of difficult things. Not so capable of reading long things backwards. I am okay. So really looking and doing this, however, with the words that you need to hear to know that you are going to be okay, and to really focus on the positive things in your life and the positive things about you. Another one that I like to do, and so I do the same thing, is my wheel of coping skills, sort of like the Wheel of Fortune. Now I tried this one with a bobby pin. It's not so helpful, but we do what we have to do. Let's see. So my wheel of coping skills. So these could be things that you could do. So if you're having a hard time, like, what are things that I can do to help myself cope with the situation? Adults, you could do this. I mean, I do it. And kids, do this with your kids. So on this one, I can play a video game. And I do. Video games are fun. I can snuggle with my dog. Watch Netflix, read a book, call a friend, go to my safe place. And I'm going to talk to that with you guys in just a few minutes. I'm going to write that down because I will forget. So I want to teach you guys a little bit about using guided imagery and positive affirmations. So I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Aw, Laura's going to get some paper plates. Let's see. Talk to grandma. And, talk to anyone in your life. And sometimes, unfortunately, moms and dads and some family members, they're toxic, and they're not someone that we can talk to where they make us feel better. And that's okay to choose someone else. Not everybody's family is made up of blood or biological. Your family is who you choose and who can help you in the ways that you need help. So I do know that there's a lot of times that we don't have that. We don't have that mom that we can call and who's going to listen and be supportive, and it's okay. So talk to grandma, take a walk. Let's see, and play a video game. So you can do this with kids if they're feeling overwhelmed and need something and they can't think of it. So this is a really good way to have those in a place that you can look and say, okay, let's try this one. So I want to talk to you guys about the safe place. So when we do guided imagery, I really like it. And with kids, you can really get creative with it and they can draw their safe place. And so having them just imagine a place, it can be real or imaginary, that when they think about it, they feel very safe and very calm. And I want you guys to think about that right now. Like anything, a place that makes you feel very safe and very calm. And I always share mine in order to help people understand like what it can be. So right now I am I'm a pet mom of 6 pets. I have 2 Dobermans, a Schnoodle, a Bengal, another half Bengal, and I just got a bunny. So, but I do my guided imagery. My safe place is from years ago. Like the 2 Dobermans I have now, that's my 3rd and 4th Doberman. So when I had my 2nd and 3rd was Roxy and Taylor, not Roxy and Zoe, and every Saturday morning, because I worked all week, I would get up and I would go lay on the couch and I would put the blanket on over us and we would just snuggle. And I don't even know how. And I would when I tell this to kids, I always draw them a picture because the dogs were 100 pounds each. And so the couch and and so this is kind of it. We somehow fit on there. Yeah. So this is me, this is Roxy, and this is Zoe behind me. And then I would put a blanket on all of us. And when I think about that, it makes me feel really good because those were like the days I just remember, like a long week of hard work, and I would come home and I would just be able to spend time with my babies and I wouldn't have to go anywhere. I would spend the entire morning just snuggled up with them with nowhere to go, just watching TV. So when I think about that right now, like it makes my body feel like, even me talking about it right now, my body just feels completely relaxed. So when you do a really good safe place and you're really focusing on having those positive feelings with that, they're the opposite of a trauma reminder. Because when we have a trauma reminder, it brings us right back to that yucky place. So creating a safe place and practicing it, and really practicing it when you don't need it, is going to bring you immediately to that good place where you feel that all throughout your body. So I really so what I'll do with kids is I'll have them like think of that. Sometimes it's, laying in their bed. Like that is their most safe place. It's comfortable and they have created this amazing place in their home where they feel safe and good. So we'll do that. And then I always use the butterfly hug, which is I'll just have them, close their eyes and just imagine being there. And just notice like how great their body feels, and just do the tapping really slow, and just feeling themselves go into that place, like really working on that. And then when I do that, I have them practice that. So, and with adults too, I do the exact same thing with adults. We all need that place that we can go. So practicing that when you're not like overwhelmed, anxious, or having any kind of reaction, just so it'll get stronger, because it's not going to be that strong right now in the beginning. Mine, I created that in 2014. Wow, 6 years. So that's why even me talking about it, like I just feel very, very relaxed. So picking something, and kids, like I had said, they can draw their safe place, and that safe place can be up on the wall or on the refrigerator. And so I've had kids that will draw it and they put it right by their bed so that when they go to sleep at night, they can look at it and they can go to their safe place, and and it makes them feel safe and warm and calm. So that's another way that we can use for ourselves and also for kids. Now, with the trauma reminders, I want to bring it back to that for a minute. It is okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, but it does not mean that you are not any more of a thriving survivor as you were before this pandemic. You are still there, you are still fighting, and you've got this, and you're going to make it. If you're struggling, you can reach out, and I have the numbers, and we can post something later, but I wanted you guys to have the numbers of the Florida Coalition Against Sexual Violence. Their statewide hotline number is 888-956-7273. So if you feel like you need to talk to someone, you can call them. Now, if you're in our area, which is Gulf County, Bay County, Calhoun County, Washington County, Holmes County, Jackson County, you can call our local sexual assault hotline number. And both of these hotline numbers are open 24/7. And ours is 866-218-4738. And someone will answer that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they'll be up there to be able to help you, talk to you, help you manage whatever you're dealing with at that moment. Now, if you need, and I wanted to put this out there because there are a lot of families that have worked with us in the past, and it's absolutely appropriate to call and ask for therapy services again. Sometimes we just need a booster sessions. We need something to help us through. Hi, Zoe. My dog's here. She can't figure out how to get to me. So it's okay to reach out if you feel like, you need a little help managing your symptoms. That's fine. Just to reach out to us, our center would be 850-630-8166. And that's for any of the counties that I had said: Gulf, Bay, Calhoun, Washington, Holmes, and Jackson. Now, if you're looking, if you're not within our county, then you can call the Florida Coalition Against Sexual Violence, their statewide hotline, and they can help direct you to someone in your area that has those services. If this is important too, if you know of any type of abuse that's occurring against children, we're all still mandated reporters. We want to make sure that in the children's advocacy centers and the sexual assault programs, law enforcement, Department of Children and Families, they're all essential workers, and they're still there to help protect children and protect our community. So if you need to report child abuse, the number is 1-800-96-ABUSE. 1-800-96-ABUSE. And of course, I don't know those numbers. Maybe Claire can pop it down there for us. Oh, good. Thank you, Jackie, for putting their center's number on there. That's great, because we definitely want to make sure that the people know that we're still out there protecting and taking care of children and doing what we can to help. So in Lauren's Kids, they have this amazing resource, and they're still mailing these out. They're still available. It's the Hope and Healing Guide. It's got lots of great activities, safety planning, and it's there to help navigate the healing process for children that have been sexually abused. And you can go to their website, laurenskids.org. And I'm sure Claire will pop in a link down there in a minute. She's good like that. That will be so that if you need that extra resource, it's available to all Florida residents at no charge. So really jump in there and get one of those for your family in order to help. Let's see. So what are some things that you guys would like to know about? Yes, Caden, I can call you after this. Because I would love to be able to do something specific to what the individual needs are of anyone out there. Lauren or Claire, do you guys have anything? Let me find my phone in case. Oh, how about some small group activity for children? Oh, that's a great idea. So let's see. You can do something I like to do with the positive affirmations. I'm all about positive affirmations, is getting a piece of paper and everyone, if you have a small group, getting everyone you get like 60 seconds. And you have to write down as many positive things about the other, like about yourself. And then everyone's going to write it about themselves and they're going to share. Those are good. It's hard to think right now. I think because I'm trying to imagine kids getting together. But if whoever asked about the activities, Bella, if you want to email me, I can send you some resources that I have. My email is Tasha, tasha.jackson@gulfcoastcac.org. And that's for anyone, any therapist, anyone out there that wants some resources. I have a lot of resources that I can send and share with you because it's all about, healing. Let's see. Reacting instead of stepping back and recognizing. Okay, so Laura, it sounds like you're asking ways to not react in that moment and being able to step back and really think about it. And that's really giving yourself a timeout. Many times we're reacting in that moment. We're not reacting to what is happening. We are reacting to the situation that we're in. So you want to take that time out, take a breath, go and say, and even modeling this to kids, like, you know what? Mom needs a break. I need to go, and I'm going to go take a break, give mom a time out, and then I'll come back and we can talk about this in a minute because I don't want to react. And I know that it sounds like, when you're in that moment, but really like consciously noticing when you're about to flip your lid. So you guys should take a minute and go and watch The Hand Model of the Brain by Dan Siegel. He's amazing. So he really shows how this is a functioning brain. This is our neocortex. We're in our choosing brain. We're able to make decisions. Now, this is when we are starting to get dysregulated, starting to get overwhelmed. If we can notice when that starts to happen, we can do those coping skills and bring it down. If we don't, then we're going to flip our lid, and that's whenever we have those reactions where afterwards, like, I wish I wouldn't have reacted that way. So really recognizing what your warning signs are as far as when you feel yourself start to get dysregulated. Something that I notice is when I'm getting overwhelmed, my heart will start racing, and I can feel like everything. So when I'm at work, I'm like, okay, I need to go take a break. So I'll go for a walk. I'll go in like somewhere quiet and just, take some breaths and help myself so that I can bring myself down so that I'm in my choosing brain. So as adults, if we model that to them as well, that's a really good way to help kids know what to do, because when they start to flip their lid and using that language, like, I feel like I'm about to flip my lid, like I need to go get better. So that is a way. Oh, thank you, Amy, for giving my email address. Yes. So Amy Randall put that there. She's one of my amazing therapists as well. Let's see. Oh, I like that. Sarah giving advice to set reminders on your phone for random times and label it "keep going" or "you got this." That's perfect. Absolutely. So Lauren's kids also have the family safety packet on their website that's free for Florida families. So that'll be at, I believe it's at laurenskids.org. Let me look at my other screen here so I can make sure. And it's free if you're in the state of Florida. So it's an amazing resource as well that can help with doing safety and teaching that with home and having a safety plan. Let me see. It is. So when you go to laurenskids.org, at the top over to the right-hand side, there's store, and you click on that and then you register, and those resources are available there. So really good things on that. Let's see. Advice for panic attacks. Again, Jenna, you asked that question. That would really be getting to learn your body, because we have those warning signs before we flip, because that's the same with any emotion. When we get overwhelmed, we're going to flip. So recognizing, like I had said, like my heart will start racing. Like I know when I'm there, and it's a lot easier to get here than it is to get here down here. So really starting to recognize when you're having them. If you are not able to stop the panic attack and you have it, once you've gotten through that, and that is like the focused breathing, reminding yourself that you're safe and you're here and now, you're not in the past. So when you have that, then afterwards really process what happened before that got me here. So if we can figure out what happened before that brought us to the full-blown panic attack, then we're going to be able to recognize what it is that we need to do in order to bring ourselves down before it's a complete flip. So really that takes a lot of insight on yourself. And I found it to be empowering when we have those moments of losing it, but then we're able to go back and figure out what it was, what thought we were having, because it's usually something that's not with what we're dealing with at that moment. So figuring that out. Okay, let's see. Let's see what other questions you have. Oh, good. Lauren's kids put all of those up there. Let's see. I think I have one on my phone. How to stay motivated when your motivation is lacking. Oh, that's a hard one, isn't it? So I will say that it's okay not to fix your hair. I say that because I really look at, like, we can give our hair a break from heat, and we can, put a conditioner in it. It's okay. It's okay to not wear makeup during this time because you're giving your skin a break. But it's okay if you want to get up and get dressed. But getting into some type of routine is how we're going to get motivated and stay motivated. So every day that I go to work, even though it's on Zoom and you only see me from here up, I still go to I take a shower, brush my teeth, I get dressed, and then I come in, and then, like I'd said, at the end of the day, I clock out. So we want to figure out what is it that you want to do. Make a list. But don't overwhelm yourself. Don't give yourself 500 things to do. And if the only thing that you can do that day is make it through, it's completely fine. We all have those days. It doesn't mean we're less of a thriving survivor. It doesn't mean we're less of a person. It just means that today I need a mental health day. And during this pandemic, we may need more, but really making sure that we're taking care of ourselves during those times. And if that is what we need, as far as so if that's what we need to do that day in order to get through it, then that's enough. But looking at what is it that you enjoy, what is it that you want to achieve, and not beating yourself up, giving yourself grace, that this is the time that you can give yourself grace, and it's okay. Something that I had seen on social media the other day that kind of frustrated me. It was a little meme, and it said, during this pandemic, if you didn't use this time to learn a new skill or do something, then you wasted an opportunity of a lifetime. And when I read that, I thought, well, I'm working just as much as I was. When I get off work, I'm exhausted because things are different. So it's okay if I don't learn a new skill. It's okay if I don't think I wasted my time. I think that I'm using it what's best for me. So what may work, like we talked about earlier, what may work for someone doesn't work for everyone. And it doesn't mean that the way that I'm coping, the way that you're coping, the way that she's coping or he's coping is wrong. But no one has any place to judge the way that we're coping and the way that we're making it through. So figure out what it is that you want to do in your heart, not what your neighbor's doing, not what this person's doing, but what's going to help you. And that is what you should do. And if you need to just take a break, it's okay to take a break. Let's see. Oh, I like that, Bella. Exactly. Set simple and realistic goals. Enjoy the slowdown. Exactly. Let's see. Not okay to go to Walmart without deodorant. All right, Stephanie. Let's see. I'm going to see what messages I have here. So tips for kids to apologize for having to cancel plans and limit activities and acknowledging their disappointment. And really, you want to acknowledge it. So many times, a lot of times kids will just be like, we're not going. That's just how it is. but letting them know how you feel, like empathize with them. Like, I know this is so disappointing. It's disappointed for me. It's disappointing for me too. I really wanted to go. But right now we have to do what's best for our family. And that is to stay safe, not only for our family, but for the entire world. So this is like a big deal. We are taking, we are helping like this worldwide thing so that we can stop, this pandemic, and everybody can be well. And then figuring out something else that you can do. What's something that you would like to do instead, and giving the kids the choices, but also making sure that you follow through with that, because that's hard. I mean, we don't want to disappoint them and blame it on the pandemic and then have no plan to do what they want to do. And it may be a bike ride. It may be buying a disposable swimming pool. I actually bought one yesterday for my dog, and it lasted 2 minutes because I thought, oh, this will be fun. And she jumped in, and then when she went to jump out, her claw sliced the bottom and the pool's gone. But, it was a really fun 2 minutes. But really looking at like, what are ways that we can do that? The weather's nice outside, water hoses, planting, letting the kids decide on what they want to do. And you guys work together as a family on how you can facilitate that. Let's see, what other, okay, so this is my opinion on school. And I want to say this is that, parents, you don't have to be teachers. Like, these children are all in the same situation as everyone around the world. So if you can't get it exactly like you think it's supposed to be, it's okay, because you're not a teacher. And teachers, they go to school for this, and this is what they do. And they lesson plan. You were just thrown these things, and and you're trying to figure it out. It's okay if you don't figure it out exactly. They're not going to fail. They're going to be okay. So just put forth the effort and do the best that you can, because that's all that we can do, is the best that we can, and that's enough. Let's see. Write letters to family and friends. Absolutely. We can send snail mail now. So those of you, I'm old, so I know what snail mail is. So so let's see. And then I know that Sarah asked about the Panama City Walk in My Shoes. Yes, we did cancel it on April 11th. So we will figure out when we can reschedule it once the pandemic is, things have changed. So we are still walking. We're still, I have on my teal today. We are, and my teal and my royal blue, we are still out there raising awareness. We may be doing it from our homes, but we are still there helping children and helping survivors of sexual violence know that it's okay to tell, and know that there's help out there. And, therapy and support may look a little different now, but it's still there. And maintaining connection with people is the most important thing. And I know I've been doing therapy on Zoom, and I mean, it's been a learning experience, and it's been different. It's been challenging me as a therapist, but we're figuring it out together. So it's kind of like, you don't know what you're doing, we're going to figure it out. So let's see. Yes, Christy, I agree. And a lot of times, I like what Christy said, is that helping her kids with distance learning is really a full-time job. And that's the task that a lot of parents are doing, is if they're essential workers and they're able, and they're still working, and then they're trying to navigate how to teach their kids, it's difficult. And it's okay that it's difficult, and it's okay if you can't do everything exactly the way that it's supposed to be done. You're doing your best, and you are okay. And that is the most important thing to remember, is that you are okay. Let's see. Well, Amy, that would actually be a really good idea, a virtual walk. Can I task you with that, Amy? I have Zoom, and I can hold 300 people. So, Amy, if you want to start on that, and I will absolutely jump on and facilitate that. So my Zoom is I can have 300 people. So there we go. Let's see. So Karina wants to know, how can they help schools to prevent child abuse on this isolation? And that is the hard thing is, right now, we have a community outreach program, and they have been videotaping their lessons and reminders to children who have already received it. And they've been working with the schools, and they're actually sending it through, the schools are sending them through to the classmates through their online, whatever way that they're facilitating their teaching, in order to remind kids, helping, kids know hope. And it's hard because if they are in those homes and things are happening, I just hope that they have that trusted triangle and people that they can reach out to. And it seems that right now, unless any abuse is reported, we're going to be doing a lot of reactive once this is ended and children are disclosing. But we are prepared, and we are there to help those children as soon as they need help and in any way that they need help. Let's see. So what if I fail? So Caden's asking that she's always been an AB student this year, and she's getting C's, and she doesn't want to fail, but it's been really hard. So does that sound to anyone like a negative thought? Because you're going to make it, and even getting a C, you're not. And look at that. Look at Bella. Bella said that you will not fail as long as you believe in yourself and do your best. Absolutely. Because doing your best is all that you can do. And it's difficult. It's difficult to learn in your home. It's difficult for me to work here. My dogs, everything. I mean, it's like, it's crazy. I empathize with parents who have actual children that they can't just put outside and close the door, or give a dog treat that they'll stay away, because it's so difficult to be able to, and having to manage. Hey, Hermione, I love you too. It's difficult to be able to manage all of these things, and you just do the best that you can. Aw, Ashante, I love and miss you too. Is time to teach about, well, we actually, Karina, we don't use good and bad touch, for the reason that touches that are sexual abuse, many times those touches feel good, and it can be really confusing. So what we teach is safe and unsafe touching. So a safe touch can be, various things. An unsafe touch will be touching of the private parts, any type of secret touching, showing of the private parts. So I'm trying to understand. I think I answered it. So we do teach that. So again, our community, we do have community outreach advocates that is their job, is that they go to the schools and they teach prevention. I think that it needs to be taught in every school around the world, so that children know the steps to take in order to report abuse so they can get help. Let's see. Let me see. I think I have another question here. So we've learned a lot today. I'm willing to stay on if anybody wants to, has any questions. Let's see if Claire sent me anything. She's been keeping me on track. I was trying to, so if I could leave you with anything, it is that it is okay to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to struggle, and it's okay to ask for help. There are many people out there that will help you in any way that they can. So finding those people on your support network, your trusted triangle. And I'm going to actually do that real quick, because I know Lauren did it, and some of you may not have been on there yet. So it's super cool. So you make a triangle. I think we all know how to make triangles. Mine actually won't be that bad. So a triangle. And then I always like to put my name in the middle. And then you add 3 people to the triangle. And when you're doing this with kids, you want to make sure that they're old enough to drive. So, because I always say, like, friends are, super supportive, but we want to make sure that they're old enough to drive. So my triangle is going to have, and these are people that I know that I can call or reach out to when I need any type of support and any type of help. So I'm going to put Lauren, Claire, and Lindsay. And those are people that I know when I need help and I need support, that they are going to be with me and help me, and I can get the help that I need. All right. Well, thank you guys all for coming. I'm really excited to see so many great people. Hey, Allie. And really, if you need anything, reach out to your to the resources that we provided, the statewide hotline for sexual assault, and then the local resources. And if you live near, if you have a child and you need services for the child and it's non-sexual abuse related, you can reach out to the Florida Network of Children's Advocacy Centers. I cannot talk right now, and they can help you. And again, my email was Tasha, tasha.jackson@gulf, GULF, coastcac.org. If you have any questions, need any resources, I know a lot of you are other therapists around the state, and I'm more than happy, or around the nation, and I'm more than happy to share, or around the world. That's right, we have Argentina. So I'm more than happy to share those resources with you guys. And together, we can do this. We may be alone in our homes, but we're together forever. So we are going to be okay, and we're going to make it through this, and we're going to be stronger, and we're going to ask for help when we need it. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys another time. Bye. I got to remember how to do this. So not bye yet. It's bye once I figure out. I'm supposed to post. So we may be live for a moment while I figure out from Claire exactly how to end this. Calling Claire Van Sesteren. She is, hey, you're live with us, and do I hear...
Excellent. So you should see a button that says end.
I see that.
Okay, so go ahead and press end, and then once you press end, there should be an option to either post or delete, and we want you to post.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.